of people are like, what? Like, that's it? That's all? Like, yeah, it's really simple. I love it. I wrote it. I want to make it. That's it. But, everyone's like, well, but why? It's just like, I don't know. It was a challenge that I accepted it. And then I fell in love with it.
I want to introduce you to my lovely guest. The first one is Miss Chanele Ramos. Hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
Good. And you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. I'm really excited to have you on the show. I think we've actually done an interview. I think that was over a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was like when I first published my book. So it wasn't like long after. Might have been in 2023 or
I
maybe.
believe so. And you
Yeah.
had just written the book. So
Hmm.
was it even published yet?
Yeah, I published it in October 2023, so it was like shortly thereafter.
Wow. Well, congratulations. Because you've been doing some major things with your story. And I'm really proud of you because I remember you talking about it. And then you made it happen and you published a book. And then you said, I'm not just going to be satisfied with publishing a story. This story is going to go even further. So, can you
Mhm.
talk to me a bit about your journey? First, before you start the journey, tell us about the story. And then from the story, I would love to be able to talk a bit about the journey from concept to where you are now.
Sure, yeah.
Mhm.
So, my story is about two rival detectives, Dao and Chisai. It's My setting is in Bangkok, Thailand, and so Dao and Chisai are rival detectives, and they have to work together to find out why strippers have gone missing. And throughout the exploration, their investigation, they learn about themselves, they learn about their families, they learn about the elite society that are actually running a human trafficking ring. And
Mhm.
while they're investigating, they wind up falling for each other. So it's like a crime, mystery, romance, suspense, all wrapped into one.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And the whole story takes place in Asia, correct?
Yeah, in Bangkok, Thailand. Yep, that's the setting.
Wow. So what gave you the idea of setting the story in Thailand?
So, in 2022, I got into boy love, Thai BL boy love shows, and one show in specific called Kim Porsche was the first show I ever watched, and I really loved that show. That I wound up getting into a fandom for the first time in my life. And
Mm.
in the fandom, I started writing fan fiction of the characters, of two of the characters from Kim Porsche. And when I realized I could write a really good like story because I had like over 30,000 readers on Wattpad that read my story,
Wow.
I decided to write my own. So my friends in the fandom like basically challenged me to write my own novel and then turn it into a TV show. So that's what really got me started. And I just went from there.
Well, first of all, that is amazing that you were able to amass this type of a following on Wattpad. And there may be some people who don't understand Wattpad. I didn't understand it for a while until I realized that my daughter was actually reading a lot on Wattpad. It's like a different type of reading. You're reading, they're engaging stories, but they're just not in a format that many of us are used to.
Hmm. Yeah. And I mean, it's great for, they have original stories, but it's also great for fan fiction. That and Archive of Our Own. Those both are like two platforms that people write a lot of fan fiction on.
Okay.
I think fanfiction.net is one too. But yeah, that's where I got my start. And then I wrote my novel in 3 months. And from July to October, and then I published it October 2023. And then after that, I actively started working to find production companies in Thailand to take on my novel to make it into a TV series. So at first, I started reaching out to everyone as an author, like, hey, I wrote this novel and I really want it to be turned into a show. But they were like, no. Pretty much like they was not with it. Like they was ignoring me or they would respond and they like laugh a
It's
bit and be
it's
like, what are
something a
you
little
talking about?
different. People aren't used to that type of story. Number one, it's about boy love, as you call it, male on male love. And
Hmm.
then it takes place in an entirely different country. So, and then it's a Black woman who's writing it. So it, you just kind of disrupted from a whole bunch of different vantage points.
Yeah, and being like just a complete outsider, being an American, being a black woman, and like Thai BL is made by Thai people. So for me to be this complete outsider trying to come into their industry with my own story, they're just like, what? Why are you here? So it's like, it's not for any like nefarious reasons. I just really love Thai BL and I just wanted to make one. And like it's such a simple concept, but like a lot of people are like, what? Like that's it? That's all? Like, yeah, it's really simple. I love it. I wrote it. I want to make it. That's it. But everyone's like, well, but why? It's just like, I don't know. It was a challenge that I accepted it. And then I fell in love with it. I fell in love with my story even more than I already did. I fell in love with the process of making my show. I we did me and my business partner Laura, we did a casting call. And I mean, I guess even before that, I guess let me go back a bit. When I first tried to get production houses in Thailand to take on my story, like I said, I got laughed out of the room. Nobody wanted to, like, no one paid me any mind. Nobody wanted to hear, like, what, who is this stranger? Like, I'm not
Mm,
bestseller yet. I'm not any of these things that would make someone be like, well, why should I take on your story? And so, one of my friends, he's been a director, producer, actor for a long time, almost like 2 decades now. And I talked to him about everything that I was going through, what I was trying to accomplish. He's like, well, look, if you really want to have control over how your show is made, how this all happens, you need to start your own production company. So I was like, really? Like that's something I really have to do because I've owned multiple other companies beforehand. This wasn't like I'm like another company. Like I don't know if I really want to own another company, but I'm like, okay, all right, sure. I talked to Laura about it. I'm like, Laura, do you really think we can do this? And she was like, yeah, I think we can. So January of 2024, we launched Lani Studios, which is my production company. And then after that, we started reaching out to Thai production companies again. But this time, being a production company, reaching out to other production companies, now we weren't laughed out of the room. At this point, they're like, oh, okay, we're just going to take
it
you
gave you
seriously.
right. It gave you a little bit of credibility.
Exactly. It's not just, oh, it's this author coming to me asking me, oh, can you make, this show or take my novel, make it into a show? It's a CEO of a company, of a production company that's coming to me and saying, can you partner with me to make this? And so, we wound up getting a company in Thailand that was willing to take us on. And so with BL, with Thai BL specifically, it's not just a show, it's like a whole franchise. There's so much that goes into it. It's not just a show. I mean, after the show, I mean, before the show, there's premieres and there's fan meets and there's merch and there's fan concerts and it's just like literally like a whole thing. So the first thing with Thai BL to even see if your show can get made is to see if it's popular. So a pilot trailer is something that you have to create and you put it on YouTube and you see if you get the traction where people really want to see the show. And then that's what you use the leverage to get sponsors, investors, streaming platforms, whatever, to take on your show. And so I spent my own money. I got my money together. We did the casting call in March of last year. We did like an online casting call. So people had to take our script and then send in their videos and like their audition videos. And we wound up going through so many videos to pick our cast. And then we picked our cast. I worked with this production company. We like got everything together. And in May of last year, I went to Thailand and we created the pilot on May 20th of 2024. And the pilot now is on YouTube. It's been on YouTube since July 14th and it has amassed over 1.3 million views.
Wow. And I gotta tell you, I saw the pilot. I was like, and this, I, I always knew that you were serious about what you've done. Like I said, I've been watching you from the very beginning.
Mhm.
But when I saw the pilot, it is such great quality. I wish you had sent me a link so we can show people the pilot right now. Can
Oh
you put it in?
yeah, I can send you the link. I don't
Yes,
know how.
put it in the
Yeah,
chat so we can
all
show
right.
it. Because
Let
I
me
think
see how
people
I
need
could
to
do that.
see just how beautiful this pilot is. Okay, y'all. And I'm not saying this just to blow smoke. I mean, The quality is good, and it can rival the quality of pilots that you're seeing on TV today. She did a very good job with it, and I love the fact that she is so invested in what she does. So, and what I mean by that is she could have written this story and never set foot in Thailand. She actually went to Thailand so she could really film this, and so she can talk to the production company. She started a production company. She did all of the things to make sure that this concept became reality. So I'm going to try this. I've not done this before. Let me see. I'm going to try because I really want you all to see this.
Okay. That's exciting.
เป็นคดีคนหายสาบสูญมีรายงานว่านักเต้นระบำเปลื้องผ้าหายไปจากคลับในหลายพื้นที่ยังไงพวกคุณต้องทำงานร่วมกันตัดความรู้สึกส่วนตัวออกไปก่อนได้ไหม
มึงไม่ยอมทำทุกอย่างเพื่อขี้คายคดีเลยหรอวะ
ผมมีแผนมาเสนอครับหัวหน้าผมจะแฝงตัวเข้าไปเองครับส่วนมึงอะทำอะไรมั่งเพราะงี้ไงมึงจะเป็นที่2ทุกงาน
เฮ้ยมึงเห็นหน่วยอื่นบ้างยังวะ
ไม่เห็นเลยเดี๋ยวก็มาน่ะมึงก็รู้นี่ว่าไอ้สายสืบดาวอ่ะมันเป็นยังไง
เห็นว่ายาสูตรนี้เนี่ยประสิทธิภาพสูงขึ้นมากกว่าเดิมและจะช่วยแก้ไขปัญหาที่เราเคยเจอมาก่อนหน้านี้ได้ทั้งหมด